I'll start with the first topic, that is the Fram Strait. So we'll study now why the Fram Strait is in news. Then we'll go for the next topics. See, look, first we'll mark where is this Fram Strait. Fram Strait is in Arctic Ocean. I repeat, Fram Strait is in Arctic Ocean. And Fram Strait enduk news lo undante, there's a wide spread of microbeads or the wide spread of microplastics. So scientists has recently discovered that there is some environmental degradation which is happening nearby Fram Strait. That is, Fram Strait ekkada undante, I have marked here. You can look, the Fram Strait is nearby Greenland and also Svalbard. So Svalbard and Greenland, in between them we have Fram Strait. So మీ క్వశ్చన్ ఎలా రావచ్చు అంటే ఎగ్జామ్ లో, Fram Strait belongs to which part of the ocean? That answer will be the Arctic Ocean. And why Fram Strait is in news is because scientists has recently discovered that environmental degradation అనేది Greenland, Svalbard, Greenland sea దగ్గర ఏ జరుగుతుందో, it is because of the exhaustive, I mean like the most the currents, I mean like the currents which pass on nearby this Arctic Ocean, those has accumulated a large beast and the small beads of this microplastics from the sea floor. So that's the reason I have picked this from the Hindu, and I have pasted this for what reasons we get to see this Fram Strait in news. So remember why Fram Strait is in news, because of microplastic, I repeat, and Fram Strait is part of Arctic Ocean region. So I'll go for a next topic, that is Anguilla Island. This is the most important topic, Anguilla Island. It was in news, and I have picked this from Times of India and also the Hindu. See, two reasons why Anguilla is in news. Look at the map of Anguilla. Anguilla is somewhere between North America and South America. Anguilla Island anedi, these are part of Caribbean islands అన్నమాట. అంటే నార్త్ అమెరికా ప్రాంతాలు, సౌత్ అమెరికా ఈ రీజియన్ మధ్యలో ఉన్న అట్లాంటిక్ ఓషన్ రీజియన్ అనుకోవచ్చు, ఆర్ కెరీబియన్ సీ రీజియన్ అనుకోవచ్చు. దేర్ యూ గెట్ టు సీ క్యూబా, యూ గెట్ టు సీ పోర్ట్రికో, యూ గెట్ టు సీ జమైకా, వెస్ట్ ఇండీస్ ఐలాండ్స్. సో దేర్ యూ గెట్ టు సీ Anguilla Island. సో ఇక్కడ we must know very important things about Anguilla Island is it's a claimed territory of United Kingdom. The first point of Anguilla Island is it's a claimed territory of United Kingdom. The next important point is why Anguilla Island is in news. See, two reasons why Anguilla Island is news. First one is the wide usage of artificial intelligence. Anguilla Island in this Caribbean region has started using from 2016 onwards. It has used wide usage of artificial intelligence in banking services, in medical services, in educational services, and that's the reason Anguilla is in news. This is for one factor. And the other reason why Anguilla is in news is because of the domain address. Now, if domain address endante, for example, ఇండియాలో రిజిస్టర్ అయిన కంపెనీ ఆర్ ఇండియన్ రిజిస్టర్డ్ కంపెనీ మేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ అ వెబ్సైట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, అమెజాన్ వెబ్సైట్ ఉందనుకోండి. వాట్ యూ డూ, www డాట్ ఇన్ ద బ్రౌజర్ లింక్ లో వాట్ యుల్ గో, యుల్ ఇన్ ద హోమ్ అడ్రస్ యుల్ టైప్ www.amazon.com. .com resemblance, it is a basic address of USA. .in resemblance the basic address of Indian registered. So alani Anguilla Island ఏం చేసిందంటే, it has developed its own domain. That means as an Indian citizen I started making use of one of the websites. I made one website and ఈ domain name ఏదుందో instead of .com .in తీసేసి I used .ai. .ai resemblance Anguilla Island అంటే www.so-and-so address .com.in place lo I started using .ai. So AI is the domain name which is based off Anguilla Island. Now, whenever a registered company make use of .ai, that means what? You are making use of this domain name which is compulsory. which needs to be added to your email address, then what will happen whenever you use this as .ai, that means you are paying certain percentage to Anguilla Island. So this is how Anguilla Island has started earning it, due to two reasons. Its economy has developed. First reason is wide usage of artificial islands. Second one is making use of its own domain name. And there are only few countries in the world which has their own domain name, and one AI which belongs to the Anguilla Island, and it has also started earning a huge reserves from this domain name ankochu. So that's the reason Anguilla Island is in news. So prelims low, it may not be based on the domain name, it may not be based on your artificial intelligence, but questions may be Anguilla Islands is in news, it's belong to which of the following oceans annappudu answer will be Atlantic Ocean, or the answer will be a Caribbean Sea or part of this Caribbean countries. I hope two topics which I have covered. One is Fram Strait, which is in news because of this microbeads or microplastic which has been accumulated at a wide range in Arctic Ocean, that is the Arctic region. That's the reason Fram Strait is in news, because of environmental degradation. Ante unsustainable practices is jarutunnayo nearby Denmark ankochu, Greenland, Norway ankochu, or Iceland ankochu. Due to this Fram Strait is one reason. So sustainable practices ni shift avdaniki they have scientists has claimed one reason. A reason is stop using of this plastic and try to shift from reusable contents. So this is the reason why Fram Strait is in news. And second one, you know, Anguilla Island, why it is in news. Now a very important topic, that is Dapong and mango. See, look at why Dapong and mango are in news. See, Dapong and mango, these are the very important regions of Togo. I repeat, Dapong and mango are the very important regions of Togo. Togo ekkadundante, Togo is the one of the country in African continent. I repeat, Togo is somewhere between Nigeria and Ghana. So Togo and India has got recently an agreement. Togo and India has got a recent one agreement. Agreement endante NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. So NTPC has been given a project to establish and to develop in these regions of Dapong and mango. So Dapong region belongs to Dalwak region, mango belongs to Savanges region. I repeat, Dapong belongs to Dalwak region and mango belongs to Savanges region. So both are part of Togo. Now India has allocated this project to NTPC to establish solar power projects of 300 megawatts. So NTPC is going to establish and start a project in Togo in the regions of Dapong and mango. Now this is, we can relate to a very important project which India had started in collaboration with France, that is International Solar Alliance. See, International Solar Alliance, then we have to link this to those countries which are part of Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, and also which belongs to both of them. These countries are called as sunshine countries. So Togo is also part of that project, and India is supporting Togo, and NTPC has taken a lead role, and it has established 300 megawatts of to develop infrastructure, to develop a project in Togo. Now, how NTPC has been allocated this project? I repeat, NTPC has been allocated this project based on Swiss model. Now, what is this Swiss model? Swiss model is that model where, okay, initiator unnadu ankondi. For example, company A is an initiator. So A will come with a project. Sir, 300 megawatts of solar power project anedi Togo lo nenu establish chestanu. So and so is my final amount and so is my time period. So గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా ఏం చేస్తుందంటే స్విస్ మోడల్ కింద ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకొని ఇన్ ద పోర్టల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా రెన్యూవబుల్ ఎనర్జీ పోర్టల్ government will showcase a notice. What is this notice? So and so company has come forward and this company will be given license and authority to establish in Togo. If anyone who are interested, they can come forward and they can also submit their own projects to develop in Togo that should match with the criteria which is already mentioned by Government of India. For example, B and C has also come forward to make an initiative to invest in Togo. Suppose B project ఒక తక్కువ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ లోనే అయిపోతుంది అనుకోండి when compared to A, and B time period is also very less అనుకోండి, then that project will be hand over to B. By asking to the A, again they will question to A, sir A, can you complete this project in this time period, in this investment what B has given to us? If A says yes, ఎందుకంటే A is the one who has taken initiative కాబట్టి ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ అనేది మళ్ళీ ఏకే ఇస్తారు, ఇచ్చి ఈ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ప్రకారం మీరు చేయగలుగుతారా? ఇఫ్ A says no, then B will be given the project. If B's time period is very high, then also A will only be given the project. If A says no, then B will be given the project. So this is known as the best model based on the final output. Might be financial term or might be the number of period of investments. So based on this, you choose a best opt. That is, you might be giving for A or B. So in this way, based on this Swiss model, NTPC was given the project. So NTPC has taken an initiate role to establish and to develop 300 megawatts of solar projects as part of International Solar Alliance in Togo, that is in the region of Dalwak, that is Dapong, and Savanges, that is in Mango. So Dapong and Mango are in news because of this reason. So you need to find it out. The questions might be where are these regions which have been part of? So the answer should be Togo. And who have been given this project is NTPC. I hope the background for this Dapong and Mango is clear. Now we'll go for the next slide. Khuzestan. See, Khuzestan is also in news. Why Khuzestan is in news is recently Iran has announced, their supreme leader has announced that we have find it out a new oil field which can produce up to 53 billion barrels. So nearby Tehran, that is the place was, that is Khuzestan is this province where Iran has excavated a new oil field. So question might be Khuzestan is part of which region? Then it is Iran. Now the next important term is Bateman's Bay. Bateman's Bay, I think I have already covered this during the bushfires, but it term anedi I have not pointed out. So today we'll explain you what is this bay and why it is in news. See, we all know there was a huge widespread of this bushfires, majorly in the regions of New South Wales and also in the Victoria region. I told you like there are 6 states in the Australia continent, and the most widely affected states are the states New South Wales and the Victoria. And at this province we have a place, I mean like there's a bay, that is Batsman's Bay. So you can find it out, the Batsman's Bay, in the mapping. So Batsman's Bay is a region which was also affected, and it was also in continuously news in the environmental terms because of this bushfires. So you need to study what is this Batsman's Bay and why was it in news, because of the reason of bushfires. Now again Australia is in news, so I suggest people to go through this entire geographical areas of this Australia, and Great Barrier Reef is one of the largest reef, and it is the only reef, I mean, which living organism which can be observed or which can be easily find it out from the space. Now, this Great Barrier Reef, which is it's a mass area of coral reefs. So this is somewhere starts from the northern, that is northeast Australia to the southern region of Australia. So this is around 2,300 kilometers to 2,500 kilometers. This is a wide range, and this is also declared as the World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Now, mass bleaching due to environmental factors has occurred third time in Australia. First, it was noticed in 2016. Second, it was noticed in 2017. And finally, we get to see in 2019 also, there was a mass bleaching. Mass bleaching endukante people started using widespread of these nets to catch fishes, and these would have also impacted the coral reefs. Second one is people have started, throwing or making use of this plastics, which has also impacted this coral reefs. Now, Great Barrier Reef is in news. So we all know where is this Great Barrier Reef. It is part of Australia. Now, the very important factor here is bleaching. What do you know? What do you mean by bleaching? See, if the corals are very healthy, they are slight in purple in color. If the corals started bleaching, if the corals start bleaching, then it loses its color, then it will become completely white. That means it has lost its life, and it will take a long period of time to recover. So this is known as coral bleaching, which is for the third time, which is happening in Australia. Now, taking this background, we should also study where are these corals in India. See, corals, we can find it out in Gulf of Kutch region, and second one is Malwa region. Malwa region is a small town in Maharashtra, and third one, Lakshadweep region. Lakshadweep region is a region which is completely made of corals. And next one, Palk Bay and Kochu, or Gulf of Mannar, is also a region where we get to see this wide range of coral reefs. On the next, in the eastern side, we can see Andaman and Nicobar. See, 2014 law, there was a question in your preliminary examination. So what's the question is, where do you find coral deposits in India, or the corals in India? So he has given 4 options. One is Gulf of Kutch, Lakshadweep, Gulf of Mannar, and he has also given Sundarbans. So in Sundarbans, we don't find any corals. I repeat, in Sundarbans, we don't find any corals. Corals in India are somewhere around in few regions, that is Andaman Nicobar, Gulf of Mannar, Lakshadweep, Malwan region of Maharashtra, and Gulf of Kutch. Now, based on this background of corals, we'll study what are these corals and coral reefs. See, it's a very basic concept of mutualism. Mutualism ante two individuals are getting benefited, like coral polyps and zooxanthellae. Zooxanthellae is a microorganisms which are well established in these corals. So corals anedi, it is giving them protection. Microorganism idundo zooxanthellae, which is part of corals, and corals is giving them protection, and zooxanthellae will provide corals certain food anamata. So both are getting benefited. How both are getting benefited? Zooxanthellae is getting protection here, and corals are providing shelter to zooxanthellae, and zooxanthellae is providing food to corals. Now, when the temperature of water increases, it becomes warm. It becomes more warm, then this zooxanthellae cannot survive. That means this lifespan of zooxanthellae will immediately form if the temperature of the water slowly increases. Now what happens is this zooxanthellae, when it cannot survive, these corals will expel this zooxanthellae. The corals cannot survive without zooxanthellae gavatti. When there is no extinction of, I mean like when there is an extinction of zooxanthellae, these corals will completely die. And that's the reason these corals will not get appropriate food, and the color of these corals will slowly change from a certain color to colorless. So if this continuously build, then you call it as coral reef. Now, a last group which is in news is CARICOM group. See, our Prime Minister recently has visited. Prime Minister recently visited this Caribbean group of islands, and he has promised that I am going to announce 14 million grants to CARICOM group. So, CARICOM group ఏందంటే it's a Caribbean group. It's a Caribbean group which is based in Caribbean Sea. So what we have studied earlier for Antigua Island, where you get to see in a Caribbean Sea nearby Atlantic Ocean, this CARICOM group is nothing but Caribbean Commerce Group అనుకోవచ్చు. That is for a political and that is for economic relations or a free trade zone అనుకోవచ్చు, where countries are not into much restriction for the trading. Now recently ఇక్కడ ఒక ప్రాంతంలో, I mean like Bahamas is one island there which has been hugely affected by Dornier hurricanes. So India promised for the development of this island and has announced certain percentage of grants. Later, our Prime Minister has also participated in the recent meet of CARICOM group. Where is this CARICOM group? CARICOM group is part of Caribbean Sea. So Caribbean Sea ప్రాంతాల్లో ఉన్న చిన్న చిన్న islands ఏవి ఉన్నాయో, all these islands came together and formed one free trade zone that is known as CARICOM group, which is a political group and also an economic group. This was majorly established in 1979 and we have around 20 members here. So 15 are permanent members and 5 are having an observing status. Now the chairmanship of this group is also for 6-month basis. And India is one of the very active member of this group and has also supported to raise the infrastructure and renewable energy in this group. Now you can look at this island here, Caribbean Sea. You can also find it out. What are the countries? I mean like what are those islands which are part of this CARICOM group? India recently a line of credit phenomenon. So on a basis of line of credit phenomena, India has promised that it will lend or it will grant to this CARICOM group. So line of credit ante India nunchi oka bank ni ee group ni tie up chesaka certain percentage of money will be lended to them, so that these group of countries evunnayo solar energy or any other renewable sources they can develop and they can produce energy, and slowly they can return back or those amount what they have taken with the initial payments తీసుకున్నారు, slowly they can return back. So this is known as line of credit. So CARICOM group is also in news. Now most important point here what you should study as per environmental aspects is Anguilla Island, the Pangon Mango, Batsman's Bay and Fram Strait. So all these 4 points are in news. This I have covered till 2019, and 2020 onwards I'll take one more session so that I can cover the environment and also the geographical location of this slides.